Hi there, and welcome to this episode of How the Game Was Won. This is the last game that I'll be looking at from round 1 of the FIDE Grand Prix in Tashkent. This game, like the previous two, was played on the 21st of October 2014. The game that I'm specifically looking at is between Caruana and Vachier-Lagrave. This game will be one where the Sicilian Najdorf will be the weapon of choice for black. So as is normal, and I'll just fly through the opening moves for you because there's really nothing much to build on what is really common knowledge. The Najdorf obviously starts off E4, C5, knight F3, D6, D4, C takes, knight F6, C3, A6, F3, E5, knight B3, bishop E6, bishop E3, bishop E7, Queen D2, castle short, castle long, knight Bd7, G4, B5, Rook G1, knight B6, knight A5, Rook C8, G5, knight H5, King B1. So far we've been following exactly the game where that Anand played against Topalov in 2013, and in that game the game continued with black playing knight F4, A3, G6, H4, Queen C7, bishop F4, E takes F, knight D5, bishop takes D5, E takes D5, and eventually Anand went on to clinch the full point as white in that game. So in this game, we just double back to where we were at move 15. Black found Queen C7 as a theoretical improvement on what Topalov had played in Norway last year. And following that, the game continued with 16 was knight D5, knight takes, E takes, bishop takes, queen takes an A5, bishop D3, G6, and here white plays a really interesting move that changes the character of the position altogether, and that is with C4. So although white will, with this combination, will end up by winning a pawn, the opposite colored bishops and open files will guarantee at least black some compensation for the pawn that he weighed down. The game continued with knight F4, bishop takes, E takes, C takes B5, A takes B5, Queen takes B5, now here white is already the pawn up, Queen A7, obviously wanting to keep queens on the board so that you can maintain some sort of pressure, but although white is already that pawn up, the pawn advantage is effectively the only good thing that's left over of white's position. Already black has got at least some counterplay and much more cohesion and mobility amongst these pieces. Here we continue with bishop e4, rook c7, bishop d5, and the really interesting move of queen f2 to just mix things up a little bit. White answers with queen b3, queen h2, and here black effectively goes on a bit of a pawn venture, and white cannot really exploit the open h-file, as his queen has got no really good way to be able to transfer from where it is currently on b3. There's no really good way for the queen to be able to get from there all the way across to the h5. There are too many pieces blocking the way, and so the queen is to a large extent far removed from where the action is going to be happening. The game continued with f4, queen f2, rook c1, rook a7, queen b4, queen e3, rook cd1, queen e5, queen b5, queen g7, bishop c6, rook c8, rook g2, and here comes the next one of black's key moves, which is both powerful and well timed, and makes a surprisingly good methodology of taking yet another pawn, and that is by first playing the move d5. Obviously white has to answer with bishop d5, because if he had to play rook d5, you've got queen e1, king a2, queen e6, rook c2, with bishop takes g5, and a really strong position for black. The alternative of let me just go back there, of playing queen d5, you've got queen d5, bishop takes d5, with rook takes a4, with the possibility of doubling rooks running down the a file, which causes white even more problems. So doubling back, white played the more obvious move of bishop d5. Which allows black to continue with rook c5, queen, drop the queen back, and now you play bishop takes g5, bishop c4, bishop f6, queen, rook e2 should I say, queen f5 check. Notice now that with the queen positioned here, even though you've got the opposite colored bishops, that black is already now from being a pawn down to going a pawn up, but besides that you've got these two strong diagonals working together as far as pressure down onto white's king position is concerned, and that looks to be really telling as far as taking things further is concerned. White continues with Rook E4, Rook E5, Rook DE1, trying to do a doubling on the E file. All black does is take the Rook on E4 with the exchange. And black comes in with Rook E7. So as I mentioned earlier, with the pawn up, is black is now ahead in the material, and the endgame that we're moving into is far from a drawn endgame. Black still with the control of those two powerful diagonals is going to be still giving white a huge number of headaches. So even though normally opposite colored bishops are technically drawn, white's bishop will have a huge problem really getting to the other side of the board and dealing with black's passed h-pawn. So here we continue with bishop d3, rook takes e4, bishop e4, queen d7, queen b5, Interestingly enough, my computer is telling me that black should be playing queen d1 check right here at the moment. But can you see an even stronger move for black to be able to play? If you want to pause the video here for a moment and see if you can see black's alternative as far as an even stronger move than queen d1 check. Correct. It's exchange queens. And the reason for the exchange of queens is that black has got this monstrously strong h-pawn. And you'll be able to see just how telling that becomes in a few moments. In order to be able to try and deal with that, white continued with, first black played bishop d4, king c2, h5, b6, bishop takes, king d1, f5, bishop c6, g5, and now what you've effectively got is the linking up of pass pawns down the g and h files with bishop d7, king f6, keeping the king in the dark squares, so it can't be nagged by any nasty checks or anything like that by the white square bishop. And note where the white square bishop is at the moment. How on earth is it going to be able to get down to protect h1? King e2, g4, setting up the double pass pawns, king f1, king g5, and at this point white resigned simply because there's absolutely no ways to be able to deal with the phenomenally strong queening attack running down your G&H files that black has got going for it at the moment. For example, one possibility for a continuance beyond the resignation would be, for instance, bishop b5, h4, king g2. Black can play bishop c5, king h1. Now you come down with h3. Come up with king h2. Black goes down with king h4, and really it's effectively all over by now. Come in with g3, and anything except the only move that white can play here will be bishop f1, because anything else will be a mate in 3. You play bishop f1, bishop b4, king g1, bishop b7, king h1, bishop c5, blocking off the g1 square. Play b3 for the lack of anything better to do. We then come down with bishop a3, king g1, bishop b4, king h1, bishop b4. Now you take the bishop, sorry, the pawn. King g1 is just about all that's left. Now you play bishop c5 with check, allowing king h1, g2 check. Obviously it has to be bishop g2 because king h2 would be g1 queen with checkmate. So it has to be bishop b2, h takes with check, king takes, bishop g1, and then we go, that's really the only option, king g3, king tries to run away, or protect the pawn, and all you have to effectively do is drop the bishop somewhere. Now the king has to move, so let's make it e1. The king comes in, and really by now it's completely all over. So that's how the game was won. Please post your comments and questions down below. Click the like button, share this out amongst your chess friends, and while you're about it, click the subscribe button to my channel. That way you can be staying up to date with new games as I post them on a week-to-week basis. See you next time. Cheers.